Hey guys, it's Robert here. Thanks as always for checking out my video. I want to do a quick video today on this Tetra LT single pin sight that I went with, and how easy this thing was to sight in, and sort of my thoughts on it so far. So going back to my original setup, knowing that I'm not someone that's going to shoot at 40, 50, 60 yards, a single pin sight is what I was looking for, and I really like the idea of having these yardage wheels. Once you set them in and you zero them into your designated yardage, you can just kind of adjust on the fly to your yardage and you're good to go. The thing that really stood out to me about this one is that the yardage wheel is right here on the back side. So when I've got this thing in my hand, I don't have to tilt the bow, tilt my head, or make any extra movements to adjust this yardage. It's very simple. I can lift up, make my adjustment, lock it in, latch on, and I'm ready to go. I don't have to make any sideways movements with my head or my bow. And as you can see on here, I've already got this thing sighted in. I've got my yardage tape on there. Excuse me. And this sight comes with a bunch of different yardage tapes and several of these setup tapes. And the way it works is you put your setup tape on there. You want this pin down here at the bottom to be at 0. And that's where you're going to sight in your 20 yards. And you're going to do that by just moving the actual sight up and down until you've got your 20 yards dead on. That's the most important yardage. What you're supposed to do, and I'm not advising you do it this way, I'm just going to tell you how I did it. What you're supposed to do is then back up to 60, shoot at 60, and whatever number this pin is at for when you're accurate at 60, that's the number of the tape you're going to put on. But I didn't have anywhere safe or really accessible to shoot out that far because I live here in the city of Nashville, so I don't really have a lot of open space. So what I did was I basically shot this, got it zeroed in perfect at 20 yards, then I backed up to 40, shot at 40, shot at 30, and what I did was I found where on the sight tape 20, 30, and 40 yards lined up exactly with the pin. And then what I did was I took this extra test strip, which is the same as the original one, and I just matched it to the yardage tape that lined up exactly. And then I went back, reshot them, everything was perfect, dead on. So I've already sighted in 20, 30, 40 yards. It took me maybe 30 minutes in total to do the whole thing. And I've shot it several times since then, and it worked. Maybe it doesn't work for everyone because, you know, draw weights, arrow speed, things like that may affect it, but I can tell you that's how I did it. I would stick with the manufacturer's directions, but there are all alternatives if you don't have a 60-yard range that's accessible to you. And in terms of like sight window, that was one thing that was really important because I've never been a big fan of having 3, 4, 5 pins. I want to see that pin, see my target, and just focus on that. I don't want to have to decipher and differentiate those different pin colors and locations. To me, it just clouds up my sight, and I want it to be super clean, and this one is. It's got a fantastic ring around it. It's got an attachment if you want to put a light on there, but for me, outside, I've shot in morning, you know, bright sunny afternoon, and in the evening. It looks great. I highly recommend it, and the build quality in this thing is exceptional. It's not a plastic sight, it's a metal sight, super easy to install, and like I said, the whole sighting in process took me maybe 30, 45 minutes at the absolute maximum. So it's a great sight, can't recommend it enough, and you know, big shout out to my archery shop guys at Binks Lodge that got me set up with this. Thank you.